Hello everyone. Today's topic is vitamin B9 and vitamin B12. First, we'll start off with vitamin B9, which is otherwise called folic acid. So, the features of folic acid are it is involved in 1-carbon metabolism and it is a most common vitamin deficiency which we encounter. So, it is supplemented during pregnancy. So, as the name indicates, folic acid. Folium means green leafy vegetable. The diets which are rich in folic acid are spinach and cauliflower, and the other sources are yeast, cereals, pulses, oil seed and egg. And what is the active form of folic acid? Tetrahydrofolate. If you see in the picture, with the help of dihydrofolate reductase enzyme, tetrahydrofolate is formed from folic acid. Okay, tetrahydrofolic acid is the active form of folic acid or vitamin B9, which is going to exert the biochemical function. How it is converted from folic acid to tetrahydrofolic acid? With the help of enzyme dihydrofolate reductase, it forms dihydrofolate. Then the same enzyme converts dihydrofolate to tetrahydrofolate. So it has a major role in 1-carbon metabolism. For what is the role? So when amino acids are broken down, they form urea, water and carbon dioxide, and that is taken up by tetrahydrofolate and it forms C1 tetrahydrofolate. And in the biosynthetic pathway, wherever required, this carbon is donated. So this CN precursor forms CN plus 1 product. Yes. So in which form this carbon can be transferred with the help of THFA, tetrahydrofolate. This 1-carbon group can be in the form of formyl, formamino, methanol, methylene, hydroxymethyl and methyl. So this group can be attached to either 5th position or 10th position, or it can be attached to both. Okay. So how tetrahydrofolate accepts? Tetrahydrofolate accepts the carbon dioxide and it forms 10N10 formyl tetrahydrofolate, and that is converted to methynyl tetrahydrofolate with the help of enzyme dehydrogenase. Okay, this methynyl tetrahydrofolate is converted to methylene tetrahydrofolate, and methylene tetrahydrofolate with the help of enzyme reductase gets converted to N5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. This is the predominant form of tetrahydrofolate. N5-methyl tetrahydrofolate is a predominant form. This is the one which is going to donate the methyl group. How? By forming S-adenosyl methionine. Okay, so it has a role in transmethylation reaction. So how this happens? First, what happens? Tetrahydrofolate is converted to methyl tetrahydrofolate, and this methyl group is taken up by cobalamin, vitamin B12, to form methylcobalamin. This methylcobalamin donates the methyl group to homocysteine and it forms methionine with the help of enzyme methionine synthase, and this methionine is converted to its active form S-adenosyl methionine. Only S-adenosyl methionine can donate the methyl group. Okay, it donates the methyl group to a precursor and converts that into a methylated precursor, and it forms S-adenosyl homocysteine. And this adenosine is cleaved from S-adenosyl homocysteine finally to release homocysteine, and the cycle again continues. So this is how methyl group is donated. So to which precursor this methyl group is donated? If this methyl group is transferred to serine, it forms choline. Okay, and it also has a role in creatine synthesis. So creatine is formed with the help of glycine, arginine and methionine. So by donating the methyl group, guanidoacetic acid is converted to creatine, and it also donates the methyl group to norepinephrine, and it results in the formation of epinephrine. So these are the transmethylation reaction. Serine to choline, formation of creatine and conversion of norepinephrine to epinephrine. Suppose what happens when vitamin B12 is deficient? We saw first methyl tetrahydrofolate donates its methyl group to B12 and it forms methylcobalamin. So what happens if vitamin B12 is deficient? All the folate gets trapped as methyl tetrahydrofolate because it is the irreversible final step. So whatever folic acid is available, it gets trapped as methyl tetrahydrofolate. It is not tetrahydrofolate is not regenerated when vitamin B12 is deficient. Okay, so tetrahydrofolate is not available to carry the 1-carbon group. It is trapped as methylated form. Okay, so that's why we usually supplement both vitamin B9 and B12 together. So what is the recommended daily elements of vitamin B9? So male 200 microgram per day, female 180 microgram per day, pregnancy and lactation extra, right? So pregnancy 400 microgram per day, lactation 300 microgram per day, infants it is 25 to 50 microgram per day, and children it is 100 to 150 microgram per day. So what happens when this vitamin is deficient? Okay, so if you see the peripheral smear picture, it will be megaloblastic anemia. That means RBCs will be very large. Okay, and the deficiency manifestation will be macrocytic anemia. You can see large RBC. In this picture, this is a normal one. All the RBCs are of similar size. If you see in this picture, you can note big RBCs. Macrocytic anemia will be the peripheral smear picture. It is otherwise called megaloblastic anemia because of asynchrony in the differentiation of cytoplasm and nucleus. The cell looks like a bigger one. So macrocytic anemia, otherwise called megaloblastic anemia. What are the other defects when this vitamin is deficient? It results in neural tube defects. When this vitamin is not provided or taken in the diet adequately, it results in neural tube defects. It happens when the woman is not taking the folic acid supplement during the period of pregnancy. The baby will be born with these congenital anomalies like spina bifida, okay, and anencephaly. The skull will not be there, the skull bone will not be there at all, so that is called anencephaly. And there will be defect in the end of the spina bifida, okay, at the end of spinal cord, okay, it will be it will be like this. Okay, so that's why it is called spina bifida. So these neural tube defects will occur because of the deficiency of folic acid. So that's why we will be supplementing folic acid during the period of pregnancy, sometimes even before conception. Even before the couple plan for a pregnancy, we will advise them to take folic acid. If the woman has a previous history of abortions, okay, so the woman will be advised to take folic acid even before conception. So what will be the laboratory findings? The deficiency manifestation are macrocytic anemia and neural tube defects. So what will be the laboratory finding? If you measure folic acid, it will be reduced both in blood and RBC. If you see the peripheral smear, it will be macrocytic anemia. If you see the levels of homocysteine, it will be high, right? Yes, because homocysteine should be converted to methionine. Because of the deficiency of folic acid, this conversion will not occur. So the plasma homocysteine level will be increased. So these are the laboratory findings of deficiency state of vitamin B9. So as I told you, if vitamin B12 is deficient, all the folic acid gets trapped as N5-methyl tetrahydrofolate. That is the irreversible final step, right? Yes. So that's why we will be supplementing both the vitamins together. Both vitamin B9 and B12 will be supplemented together, are given in combination. Folic acid alone will not be given. Okay. So if you see, RBCs will synthesize and utilize whatever B12 available. So if you give only folic acid, it will aggravate the deficiency manifestations of vitamin B12. That's why we usually give both vitamin B9 and B12. When you give only B9, what happens? The red blood cell, because the RBCs will look bigger, right? Because of asynchrony in the maturation of cytoplasm and nucleus. So this RBC will try to utilize all the vitamin B12 which is available when you supplement only folic acid. So in that case, if you see, vitamin B12 will be deficient because you're providing folic acid. So whatever is available is utilized. So to utilize rest of the folic acid, B12 is not deficient. So it will present as a B12 deficiency. Okay, so that's why we give both vitamin B9 and B12 together. So what are the folate antagonists, okay, which are used in the treatment of cancer, or which are used as antibiotic? Those are sulfonamides, trimethoprim, pyrimethamine. Okay, so these are folate antagonists which are used as antibiotics, and methotrexate, which is used as an anti-cancer agent, okay, and aminopterin. So this is about vitamin B9 folic acid. Next, moving on to the vitamin B12 cobalamin. So the salient features are, as the name indicates, cobalamin. It contains cobalt. It is not present in vegetables. So this is present in animal diet, that is meat. Okay. So it is not present in vegetables, and its absorption is very complex. And I told you water soluble vitamins are not stored in our body, but vitamin B12 is stored to a appreciable amount in our body, especially in the liver. So what is the function of B12? Formation of red blood cells and energy production.